This is a 2013 62 registered Ford Focus 1 litre Ecoboost Titanium X Estate. It's in a kind of a off silver metallic, so when I say off silver I mean it's sort of more perhaps in the light grey end of the scale, which is a nice colour. Titanium X specification means you're looking at an awful lot of extras and refinements on the vehicle, to include externally bi-xenon headlamps with headlamp washers. You've got the front and rear parking sensors. The vehicle also has a parking pilot, or an auto parking function, where the vehicle effectively can park itself. The vehicle is also keyless, which means that when you just approach the door handle, just put your hand in the handle, it unlocks and it folds the mirrors out to give you keyless entry, and to lock the vehicle you simply touch the handle like so. So going round to the rear, you can see the rear parking sensors there on the back lower, and it has the silver roof rails, and I would say that overall the car is in really good condition for its mileage. It's been owned by the same owner since it was just a few months old. It's been serviced by Keith Motors Ford and Ford main dealership from new to present day. It's never been anywhere else, and it has a wonderful MOT history, including a straight pass MOT which is valid for many months. So you're looking at a very well maintained machine. It's a 1 litre EcoBoost, which doesn't sound like a big engine, but it is 125 brake horsepower, so it certainly drives extremely well. It pulls really well. You'd be surprised at the power that you get from this 1 litre EcoBoost. And you obviously have incredible fuel efficiency, and road tax costs just £30 a year. Bound to be an attractive proposition for everyone in these periods of mounting living costs. And it's an estate, so you've got the practicality as well as the low running costs. Let me just take you through the cosmetics. You've got a front alloy wheel here, which has got some outer edge curb marks, which hopefully you can see there. On the rear, similar sort of thing. You've got a few outer edge marks, which you can hopefully see fairly clearly in the video. Again, on the rear, not too bad, but again very light marks to the outer edges. The discs do look slightly oxidated because the vehicle's just been washed, so obviously they will go back to gleaming again as soon as the car's been driven. Again, with this alloy you've got some outer edge marks here. The only other thing I could notice on the vehicle was there's a slight undulation, you might call it, to the rear bumper. It's confined purely to this area here. It's certainly nothing major when you look at it, and there was just one very small dint to the black plastic area of the rear bumper, which just about is the size of the tip of my finger. But other than that, you've just got a little bit of oxidation to the Ford badge, which basically happens to all of these if you look around. But I would say the condition of the vehicle and the bodywork, other than the points I've just mentioned, is absolutely exceptional. There really aren't any stone chips worthy of mention. There are no dents that I can see, certainly no scuffs or scratches. So I would rate the overall condition of the vehicle as very good indeed. Just have a look at the interior now. Hopefully you can see the interior is in really excellent unworn condition. The seats are very clean and unworn to a very satisfactory degree. The footwells are clean. I do have a set of overmats for the vehicle which are just drying out over here, so you can see full set of interior mats. They're not in the vehicle yet because they've just been cleaned and they're just presently drying out. Got a nice console, and it's all looking great. Just have a quick look at the interior rear seats. Hopefully you can see again, all looking very clean indeed. There is a centre armrest with dual cup holders there, and the seats themselves, hopefully you can see, they're unmarked, they're unworn, they're basically as new, which is brilliant. I'll show you the boot. So the boot, again, in excellent condition. It's got the parcel shelf, or the pull-out blind there, which is so often missing in these. The condition of the boot itself is very good. The spare is there with the tools underneath, and it's all looking really clean. So everything's fine in the boot. Again, just working our way round. This is the interior from the driver's side rear. Again, hopefully this gives you a good indication of the condition, which is what I would call highly satisfactory. And then lastly, from the driver's side coming in, you may say you've got some very light wear to the bolster edge of the driver's seat, which of course is to be expected here and along here, but the fabric itself is undamaged and no marks or stains, all looking good. Headrests fantastic. I'll just jump in and show you the cockpit, but before I do that, just to show you also that Titanium X has fully electric driver's seat, fully electrically adjustable, which is the height, tilt and recline. So cockpit, I'll just turn the engine on, turn the stereo down a moment. So hopefully you can see everything's functioning perfectly. I've only driven the vehicle a slight distance today and it's still showing nearly 50 to the gallon. I think it's capable of well over 60. So that's the whole thing of the 1 litre Ecoboost. But anyway, back to the car. It's got the auto dimming rear view mirror, the information display, Sony hi-fi system, which also controls the radio, CD, clock, auxiliary, telephone, etc. That's the digital climate control here. Parking sensor button. This is the auto parking I referred to earlier. The vehicle apparently can park itself. I'll leave that to you to see if you can trust it to do that. 6-speed manual gearbox, which is fantastic, drives really well. Normally anything sort of 1 litre 1.1 normally has a 5-speed box. This one does have the full 6, which is nice. And you've got thermostatic 5-stage heated seats as well. Front centre armrest, that bag there contains the locking wheel nut adapter key, and as you can hopefully see, the vehicle's running now and idling very nicely indeed. So very, very pleased. I'll turn the engine off now, give you one final look around the outside. So just to remind you of the basics, it's 2013 Ford Focus 1 litre Ecoboost Titanium X Estate. It's one former keeper and it has perfect service history. Give me a call if you're interested. Thanks very much. So the documentation for the Ford Focus, we've got the V5 registration document here, which just confirms that there's only ever been one former keeper. I would suspect that that's been Ford themselves, because the previous keepers owned the vehicle since 10th of August 2013, so the vehicle would have only been about 6 months old at that point. So one keeper probably for virtually the whole of the vehicle's life. We've got both original ignition keys. We've got every single MOT from brand new right up to the current MOT, which goes through till 21st of January 2023. As you can see, all the MOTs have been done at Keith Motors or Lymington Pier Garage, and they've always been, as best as I can see, straight passes with no significant advisory issues. The current MOT and certainly the last few have all just flown straight through with no issues at all. We've got the original Ford Owners Pack, an original Ford supplement here with an RAC certificate for the vehicle. We've also got a service portfolio here, which makes for fantastic reading. It's an owner after my own heart, somewhat OCD. It's been maintained by Keith Motors and stamped by them from new the whole way through its life, right up until the very recent service at 91,000. So really perfect service history, quite literally worth its weight in gold. We've got some very neatly organised receipts from Pier Garage for just general maintenance, which is any work that's been done outside of the Ford main dealership network. But all of the actual servicing has been kept up with Keith Motors, who are a Ford main dealership in Christchurch. All of the services are stamped in the book, and as you can see, they've got a very neatly catalogued folio of original main dealer invoices and check sheets. And that's the overmats for the vehicle just drying out nicely there. So all in all, really fabulous. I'd say the records and history and MOTs, etc., very much are of equal importance as the vehicle itself. So really pleased with that. Hopefully as a new owner you will be too. Thank you.